Hey guys, it's Clownpunch here, and today I'm doing a $650 PC build. But before I start this video, thank you guys so much for the support on the last video. I think that already has 107 views and it's barely been up for a week. The amount of views that video got is just insane, so I'm going to try to keep doing PC builds and try to upload once a week. But anyways, this PC build does have the RX 480 in it and should be able to run games at 1080p max settings at 60 FPS. But sadly, it won't be great at rendering and editing because it doesn't have the best CPU in it, but it still should be able to do some, but not a lot because it only has 8GB of RAM as well as only an i5. But anyway, starting this PC build off with the CPU with the Intel Core i5 4460 3.2GHz quad-core processor. This CPU is great for gaming, but not really for rendering and editing. If you want to do a lot of rendering and editing, I would suggest moving up to a better i5 or even getting an i7. Even though the CPU isn't very good for rendering and editing, if you're just going to do gaming, it's perfectly fine for you and just stick with it. But remember, this CPU is not a K-series CPU, so you're not going to be doing any overclocking, you're going to be stuck at 3.2GHz, which isn't really that bad. Holding our system together with the Gigabyte GA Z970X motherboard. Yes, I know this is a Z97 board, but it was cheaper than the rest, so I just went with this one. But anyways, this motherboard supports up to 30GB of RAM, has RAID support, SLI support, Crossfire support, and 4 SATA 6 ports, 1 SATA Express port, and onboard USB 3.0 headers. And even at such a low budget, I found a motherboard that does go with our color scheme. Moving on to the RAM, we have G-Skill Ripjaws X Series 8GB DDR3 memory. For this build, I went with 8GB because most games right now really only need 8GB, plus it fits perfectly within our budget. If you're going to do a ton of rendering and editing, you might want to move up to 16GB, or if you're going to have a ton of programs open at once, I would move up to 16GB. Storing all this stuff on this computer with the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB hard drive. This is a 1TB drive, which is perfect for our budget, but if you want to store a ton of stuff, you could go up to a 2TB drive, which is about $20 more, or if you want to open programs faster, you could also put an SSD in. It's not really my choice, it's just your preference. But do note that SSDs cost a ton of money. If you're going to do an SSD, make sure you have a hard drive with that, because you're not going to have enough place to store stuff if you just have an SSD. Moving on to the main part of our gaming build, we have the MSI RX 480 video card. This is AMD's new video card that is even better than the old 390 and the 970. This card can max any game out at 1080p and can also do some 1440p gaming. But anyways, here's some of the benchmarks for this card. These cards are used with the different CPUs, so your results may vary. Housing our PC, we have the DIY PC Solo T1R case. This is a fairly nice case, it looks pretty good and it comes with a fan, but one of the big problems is the cable management and the power supply is mounted at the top. If you want a nicer case and you want your PC to look really nice, go with the NZXT S340 black/red case. It looks really nice and it's one of the best cases out on the market. Last but not least, we have the Corsair 500W 80+ bronze certified power supply. Sadly, this power supply has terrible cable management. If you want better cable management, I would go with the M version of this power supply. But at least it's 80+ bronze certified, so you don't have to worry about it blowing up in your house or anything like that. Well, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you guys like this video, please leave a like, and if you guys like my content, please subscribe. But if you dislike this video, please leave a nice comment below why you didn't like this video and how I can fix it. But anyways, thanks for watching.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. Under the sun, the bastard son will pop the clock to feed himself and